Well, good afternoon. It's Mel Tempest from the Gym Owners Business Podcast, the only Australian podcast by a gym owner for gym owners and fitness professionals. Today, I'm speaking to Cameron Falloon, and Cameron is the co-founder of Australia's newest and most advanced group training method, and the name of that franchise is Body Fit Training. Hello, Cameron. How are you today?
I'm well, thanks, Mel. Thank you for having me on. How are you going?
I'm very well, and I'm very excited to have you on today because I love it when people jump outside the square and do new and exciting things. And you have certainly done that with BodyFit. I've spent today going over your new website, which you launched today, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And so let's just start right back at the beginning a little bit. Where did BodyFit come from?
Good question. So, I guess a little bit about my background. I've started in the gym industry 25 years ago, maybe a bit longer. Worked as a personal trainer, did some group exercise classes, spin classes and the like, some boxercise back in the day. And throughout the journey studied, worked overseas, got into, through my study, strength and conditioning, and worked with professional athletes and sporting teams. Had a young family and thought, don't really want to be doing the big hours that you do with elite sporting clubs and athletes and travelling and being away from my family and young kids. So started a gym in the west of Melbourne and that went really well, which was just a small 24-hour club. And I was always looking for, I guess, a means and a way to use the experience that I'd had over 20 years plus the knowledge that I'd gained through working with great people, working with athletes as well as studying. And so I started researching, where's the industry going and what are the trends and how can I apply that knowledge? And I just thought there was a real gap in the group training area. And so BodyFit started. We actually started under the name Jimmy Squats. It's been about 2.5 years in the making to get to this point. And it was just really important that I didn't want to be a flash in the pan. I really wanted to make sure that we had a model that worked, that was compelling, that the members loved. We could create communities, and more than anything, before I had any thought to even franchise, that I absolutely believed in it, that I could back it and put my name to it, and that I'd be proud for anyone else to jump on board and be a part of our team and have their own business under our banner. And so that was 2 years in the making. So that's a quick snapshot of where we are. And as you said, today we officially launched our website and officially go to market with our selling franchises.
So you are open for business. That's an absolute definite. And as I'm having a look through your website, let's have a look. Already operating in Victoria, Paran, South Yarra, Richmond, Yarraville, Melbourne CBD and South Melbourne. Then we take a jump across the border into South Australia. So we're operating in Adelaide. And then we head up to the Sunshine, Milton, Windsor, Dutton Park, and South Brisbane. You must be very proud to have opened so many training studios in such a short period of time.
Yeah, look, to be honest, this week's been, I guess, one of those points, and I'm sure you've had them throughout your career, and you sit down and take stock and reflect on how far you've come, and not all those sites are open. So there's some of those sites are at council at the moment, so we're haven't officially opened, but the territories have been sold and the equipment's ordered and we're ready to go. It's been a great journey, and more than anything, it's been fantastic to see the sites grow and develop in a really short space of time, and for the people who are involved in the franchisees and the managers to have great jobs, fantastic income, developing great communities, and really embracing the way that we're doing things. And I think that for me is, vindication that all the hard work over the last 2.5 years has been worthwhile.
It certainly has paid off. Now, Cameron, is that correct that you personally design every program? Because your philosophy centers on delivering results-driven programs via progressive training load. So you're actually hands-on developing these programs.
Absolutely. As I mentioned, my background is working in high performance and working as a strength and conditioning coach with athletes. And I have a real thing about dotting my I's and crossing my T's and I was doing it today, actually. I was reviewing some of the programs that we've been running at some of the sites. I've just written a few new ones, and I guess to take you through what that process looks like, I write everything pretty much on an Excel spreadsheet. I'll then go down to the gym. My office here we've got our own little testing gym. So I'll go and set it up in the gym and lay out all the equipment, and just from years of experience, you know what it's like. You'll get a feel. Is the session going to flow? Is it going to be safe for people to move around and swing things and kettlebells and bars? Once I'm confident with that, I'll then we have our own software that we've built, and I'll plug the information into the software, and then I'll deliver that to a few screens around our office gym here, and then I'll run the session and make sure that it flows, make sure that we're getting the heart rate responses that we want for the various sessions, and all of our timing works, the sets work, the reps work, all those sorts of things. So it is laborious, but at the end of the day, I need to be confident that what we're delivering as part of our franchise to our people is seamless, and we want them to be able to go to work and know that the programs are going to work. There's not questions, there's no bugs. So whilst it's laborious, I really enjoy it. I'm a bit of a nerd.
That's okay.
So I enjoy doing the programming and crunching the numbers and constantly working out, okay, how can we do this a little bit better and keep improving? So it's good fun.
And so I'm just going through your programs now that you deliver. So we've got shred, beast mode, power, strength endurance, balance, cardio hit, cardio summit, BFT pump, core. I mean, this is an incredible choice of programming for, members when they're coming into one of the facilities at BodyFit. So with these programs, how do they tie in with the hottest trends in the fitness industry for 2018 as per the annual survey of the worldwide fitness trends by the American College of Sports Medicine?
Yeah, it's a good question, and for the first time in probably ever, that group training and HIIT training in particular are the two number one trends globally, and they've been hovering around that sort of 1 to 10 mark in terms of the upcoming trends, but they've really hit the number 1 and 2 spots globally. And what I've done with the programming is look at a way that we can incorporate high intensity training and high intensity intermittent training, but also provide variety so that we're not just doing the same old. And there's so many great programs out there, but there's also, I think, a lot of room for improvement, and we're certainly not perfect, and we'll constantly strive to be better. But I think just understanding the difference between what an actual strength program is, it's not just lifting weights. Strength is developing, the ability to lift heavier weights under load. You don't have to lift 8 reps. It could be 2 or 3 or 4 reps. Lots of rest so that you're making sure that your muscular system and your nervous system's recovering. So there's a big difference between doing a strength session and then doing, say, our pump session, which is higher reps and less rest, and it's a bit more of that almost bodybuilding type class. And then differentiating that from power, where we're really tapping into your anaerobic system, and but at the same time, we're maintaining a higher heart rate. So you're sort of tapping into your aerobic system for the whole session, but you're really relying on your glycogen and your glycolytic system to produce short, intense bursts of power. So we don't go into the science of all that stuff with our franchisees and our managers and our trainers. That's the stuff that I really enjoy doing, but we use that information, which is commonplace, and we use that to, I guess, be the backbone of each of our programs. And as a result, you won't do a strength program one day and then do strength endurance the next day, because we don't feel that that's complementary. And if I was training an athlete, I wouldn't do it with an athlete either. So why would I do it with one of our members, or a weekend warrior, or one of the general population, which is who we're dealing with? So there's a bit of method to our madness, and what we try to do is progress all of our programs over several weeks, and then we have a reset. If you're doing an exercise, I always use the example of a kettlebell snatch. A lot of people are starting to use things like kettlebells, but actually don't really know how to use them effectively. And a kettlebell snatch is quite an advanced move, and whilst it's a fantastic exercise and there's many benefits, if you're a newcomer into a class situation and a group training situation, and you get to a station and you see, oh my God, I've got to throw this thing above my head, it can be quite daunting. And so we have a method of progressing exercises so that you don't have to come and do the kettlebell snatch, but we can teach you how to do a basic swing with two hands. We could get you to a point where we progress you to doing it with one arm, getting comfortable doing a little low pull, then a high pull, and then eventually when we think you're ready, we'll then progress you to the snatch. So our programs are progressive, and we understand that there's lots of different levels in everyone's ability, everyone's skill level, everyone's ability to learn. So above all, we want to create an environment where people are having fun, they enjoy what they're doing, they feel like they are actually always getting good advice and progressing, which hopefully will make them come back, and not deter them. You know, we want to create an opportunity where everyone feels like they've got the chance to join in this class, experience the culture, and go away with maybe just learning or getting better at one thing. And if you can do that every class, that's fantastic. That's what we're trying to achieve.
And I agree with that, Cameron. And I know that your coaches would have the absolute best of education behind them before you let them out onto the studio floor with the community. So what type of educational background do your coaches come from?
So everyone has to have a Cert 4 as a minimum to be on the floor and be teaching. And then we run a really intensive boot camp here. So all franchisees who are hands-on, their managers and staff, spend a week with us here at head office, and we cover off a whole range of things across the whole business. But there's 3 really intensive days of training, and a lot of people leave completely exhausted. And it's not to flatten them or exhaust them. It's actually to constantly drill in, and the only way to learn is by repetition. And when you're developing a skill, and strength training and the movements associated with strength training are absolutely a skill, you've just got to break them down and do them time and time again. And so we focus on, I guess, more non-negotiables. So we don't go across 50 exercises and think that everyone has to be an expert at them, but we focus on real non-negotiables so that more than anything, people won't get injured. And then part of our training and our software that we have is to help our people to be able to take someone back one step to regress them. Okay, they're not quite getting that exercise. That's okay. Let's give them something that they can do straight away, and to take a little bit of that thinking out of the trainer's hands, because that can develop over time, that ability to progress someone or pull them backwards. We have a system in place where the thinking's been done for them. So as I said, if someone can't do a kettlebell snatch, that's okay. We know where to take them back to. And if they can't do that first step back, let's regress them again and get them to a point where they are doing something, they are benefiting, and above all, they're not injuring themselves. So massive emphasis on our own internal training, and we have quarterly training with all of our franchisees and their staff as part of our franchise agreement. So every quarter there's either state-based training, or everyone comes to Melbourne, or I might fly into state and have all the franchisees and staff from the whole state in one area. We get guest speakers from various backgrounds in the industry that we think will really benefit just their basic understanding. It might be, I know you use MYZONE, we use the MYZONE system, and it's a great system. So we've got some upcoming training talking about heart rate training and heart rate responses and the lag effect with heart rate, and just things that they might not think about, but it just helps them to have confidence to run sessions that little bit better, and to also provide some great feedback to participants. And the one thing we get from our members is they love the fact that they get feedback. They do get corrected with their exercises, and that just shows that we care. And I think that's one of our responsibilities when you're working in this industry, is that you've really got to show a care for the people who are paying you the money.
And on that note, Cameron, I mean, you are adding such incredible value to your franchisees with all of this education. I don't know of any other functional training or functional fitness franchise that invests so much time, effort, and knowledge into those that purchase a business. That's absolutely incredible. Can you tell me a little bit about the Body Fit values and philosophy?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I have two business partners. So for probably, apart from the last 6 to 8 months, have been doing this on my own, and got introduced to two gentlemen, Richard Burnett and Hamish McLaughlin, who are business partners. Richard's a joint CEO and works full-time in the business with me, and Hamish has more of a strategic role. Both have really good corporate backgrounds and add a lot of value. Richard in particular with the brand marketing side of the business. He's had a very distinguished corporate career. And Hamish McLaughlin, most people would probably know through AFL Game Day and commentating the AFL. He just recently hosted the Winter Olympics. And so they're both connected to sport through corporate world. And I guess when the three of us sat down before we even entertained getting into bed with each other, so to speak, one of the things that was really clear that we were aligned with our values, and one of the key things was fairness, and that we just can't do this business if it doesn't work for everyone. And the most critical people in our business are the franchisees and the members. And so it's got to work for everyone. And once we really realised that the three of us were very strongly aligned with that view that fairness had to be, the centre of our philosophy going forward, it was easy to sign on the dotted line and get that arrangement formalised. But then it really just set the foundation for everything we do, whether that's our equipment suppliers, our lawyers, educational partners, our developers who help us with our software, partners like MYZONE. It's just really important that we have great relationships, that the relationships work for us as a business, but most importantly that they work for our franchisees and their members, because if it doesn't work for them, we don't have anything. And we don't want them having headaches, because that gives us headaches, and that takes us away from what we should be here to do, and that's to continually drive the business and push the boundaries with our programming and our technology, and keep finding ways to add value to our franchisees. So, that probably, I guess, summarises where the real core value of it is, and we're constantly looking at ways to be better in that area and to drive greater value for our people.
And I'm having a look, obviously on the website as we're chatting, Cameron, and some of the things that I'm reading are just incredible. Now, why our offer is different and better. And I'm just having a look at this, and I come from a real estate background. You actually pay a real estate company expert to assist those that are wanting to open up a body fit training studio to find the right location and negotiate with the landlords. I mean, that's absolutely fantastic, because both you and I know that location is paramount to success. And sometimes we get lost in what we're really looking for, or we don't have the right education or the right knowledge. And the fact that you're taking that pressure off those that are looking for a location, that's just absolutely fantastic. Now, I just noticed here you've got $2 for dollar on a marketing launch campaign. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, again, it goes back to that fairness value, and we understand, as I'm sure you do. I know you've last week just launched your own group exercise business within your own business. So it's hard work starting a business. There's just no two ways about that, and we really understand that. And I think sometimes a lot of people can think with a franchise that, oh great, I'm buying all the systems and processes and it's a great brand and they've got successful sites, it's going to happen. And I guess one thing we really impress upon people is, don't worry, we believe in what we do, and we do have proven sites, but it is still hard work. And we've looked at what are the real hurdles, and you touched on the real estate support. And, for most people, you could be a fantastic trainer and great with people and an awesome motivator, but the time it takes to sift through commercial real estate, talk to agents, get appointments, negotiate your lease, all those sorts of things. It's not everyone's cup of tea, and it's not everyone's strong suit. And we understand that. And as a result, we do have an independent expert. It's someone who is not a real estate agent. They don't get paid any commissions. They get paid a set fee. So we feel really good about that. So that works for us, and it works for the franchisee. And then with the marketing, it's the same thing. You know, some people do amazing marketing and some people are natural at it and others just have to work at it. So to give everyone the best opportunity to have a fantastic pre-sale and really get the word out there that they're opening up their studio, we contribute back from the upfront franchise fee, $3,500 dollar for dollar, so that whatever marketing spend the franchisee has budgeted for, we'll contribute and double it, so we can hopefully have twice the impact. Because we just want them to get off the ground running and hit the ground running and be as successful as they can be. That's our goal.
And that's just fantastic, Cam. I mean, as I said, I just don't know of any other business that offers, you know, someone to go out and help find a great location, you know, somebody that's going to match dollar for dollar when it comes to marketing launch campaigns. And, you know, you use the best equipment too. I mean, who are some of the suppliers that are fitting out BodyFit?
Well, I know you know Adam White from Live Fitness.
I sure do.
And Live Fitness, and I've had a long relationship with that business. We use AlphaFit, who are another Australian brand, Australian barbell company. So a lot of great brands, Australian brands. And to be honest, it's been a really difficult process because what you want to try and do is have everything, you know, with one company it's seamless so that you don't have to deal with multiple stakeholders. But I guess one thing I wasn't prepared to compromise on was the quality of our equipment. And that's because our programs rely on everything working. And I know with our suppliers, they're reputable. They've been in the industry a long time. They understand studio and gym owners' needs. And because of the quality of the equipment, it comes with warranties. And I know that if a phone call goes into Adam because, you know, I don't know, a Kaiser bike has broken down, it'll get fixed in that next 24 hours. And that doesn't put our franchisees out. They don't lose members, or they don't lose the ability to have a paying customer in a spot in a class. And that's really, really important to us. So we do have multiple suppliers, and it is a little bit of a headache for us at head office managing that. But at the same time, it's in the best interest of our people.
And I agree with that, Cameron. I mean, we've done the same thing. We have Adam is one of our reps, and we do have a couple of other reps. But at the end of the day, we have to do what's right for the club and what's right for the members coming through the door. And nowadays, that's just the way it is. You do have multi-suppliers. Now, we've talked about your programs. We've talked about, you know, the training and support that you offer those coming into your business. Let's talk about who can we attract to purchase or to at least apply for a BodyFit training studio. Is this something that a personal trainer who may be working out of a commercial club at the moment, who wants to go out and set up his own business, is this something that he can do? Is he the sort of person you're looking for?
Absolutely. And I mean, I've been there. I've been that personal trainer, and, you know, you work your backside off all hours of the day and night to build up, you know, 40, 50, 60 clients. And whilst it's a fulfilling job, it's really, really hard work. And I think that's missed a lot in the industry, that personal training is a tough game. And I know that I just got burnt out towards the end of it. And I was fortunate enough that I had opportunities come up where I could stay in the industry before I got bitter with it, because I think the industry loses a lot of really good people because it is a tough game. And so absolutely, those PTs who, you know, may be looking for the next step, have great ideas. We just signed a couple recently who bought a territory in exactly that position, actually tried to do their own system, found that it was really hard to get it off the ground, and went through that whole, do we really want to commit more money to this? Fantastic couple, really, really knowledgeable, really motivating, have all the right intentions, and they came across us and were like, you know what, this is what we need. We can see that everything's in place. And I have real faith that these guys are going to do really, really well, because they're super passionate. So if you're a passionate industry person, a PT looking for the next opportunity, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to take you through our systems and our processes, and take you to some of our existing sites and meet the people who are running them, and you can talk to them and actually hear real world stories and experiences rather than I guess, just our sales pitch. And then the other opportunity is really the entrepreneurs out there who are looking to derive some additional income. And we've had a few people that have purchased multiple sites. They understand the economies of scale and also understand the opportunity that if there is a good model there and you do get in early, you've got the opportunity to get some fantastic territories and capitalise on that. So I guess there's the two people, the industry people who are looking for the next step, wanting to have their own job, but also wanting to still have a little bit of support, and that's exactly what we're all about. And then the entrepreneurs who maybe want to have multiple sites and employ a manager across those sites and hopefully derive some additional income. So they're the sort of two people that we're getting calls from at the moment.
That's great. So for those just listening, I'll just go over some 6 points that BodyFit offers those that are looking to open their own business. That's help with location, support, marketing. They've got unique, innovative programs. They'll help you with your design and layout, and they're on standby for support, which is probably the most important aspect of owning a franchise, is being able to pick up the phone and get support. So now I'm just going to ask you a question, Cameron, which I thought about actually, to tell you the truth, while we were chatting away. Let's say they don't want to go and set up a studio. Let's say they're a club owner like myself. They're wanting to put functional training, HIIT programs into their club. Is there a possibility later on down the track that you can offer just the programs to commercial club owners?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great question, Mel. And you're probably one of the first to do it yourself, so congratulations. And I know it's not easy. And we've already had discussions with some big box gyms about that. And we understand, and certainly through the research that I did, and I think you may have found this because I noticed the branding. I've had a real good look at your branding that you've done with your new business. But the boutique or a studio, the group training, it's a really different DNA to a big box gym. And I think that's where clubs who maybe have tried to do it have failed, that they're doing it all under the one umbrella. And it's a completely different set of DNA. And our programs and our technology that we use to deliver those programs and our training absolutely will work in a big box club. And I guess supporting that is, which we haven't touched on, is the size of our territories really support that. So we've spent a lot of time working with our mapping company on how we went about dividing up territories, and in line with our fairness policy. To put it in perspective, a lot of franchises that sell around that 40, 50,000 population per territory. Some do it just purely based on a postcode. Ours are about a minimum of 80 to 85,000, and some territories are six figures. They're not just about population; it's about age and demographic as well. And also we've researched flow of traffic and people working in those areas, who comes and goes on a daily basis. So we've spent a lot of time really trying to understand all the metrics around that, and that bodes well for big box gyms who can essentially have a territory where we will not then sell to another gym in that territory, a big box gym. So we don't want to be that company that keeps on making territories smaller and cutting into their own, and therefore, I guess devaluing, I think, your product and having unhappy stakeholders. So absolutely, the big box clubs is on our radar, and as I said, we've had 2 discussions thus far with some big box clubs actually in Sydney. So hoping that they continue to go in the right direction.
So just so that the listeners understand, if I come to you and I go, Cameron, I've got a big commercial club in Ballarat. I'm really keen for the BodyFit programs. What are you going to say to me? Are you going to say to me, Mel, you can have the programs and nobody else in Ballarat can, with a population of, I think we're around 100,000, and we've got over 86 fitness facilities. Am I going to be the only club that can have your programs within that community?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know the Ballarat map exactly, Mel, but based on the stats of what I was just talking about, absolutely. If you're a big box club and put a BodyFit training studio within that club, absolutely you'll have the exact same territory that someone else next door could have bought, and therefore you have that exclusive marketing territory. No one else can come into it. And And the other benefit of that too is, Mal, that with the bigger territories, for the really good operators, there's the opportunity to set up another site within your territory. So it's not just a territory where you have one location. You might buy one territory. There's no additional fee for you. If you've got a great business and you feel you've done your research and you think there's an opportunity to open up a second studio within your territory, absolutely, you can do that. Potentially doubles the earning potential for people who are buying franchises by us having much larger and much fairer territories.
The opportunities are absolutely, they're just incredible for anybody that wants to get involved in body fit training. And, as I go over your website, I just see so much information, so much education. And, I've never seen anything like it on a website that offers what you guys are offering. And I really think that if you're a personal trainer and you're wanting to set up your own business, you definitely need to get on and give Cam a call, because this could be something that sets you up for the rest of your life. In saying that, if you're a baby boomer and you're looking at setting up a superannuation package, this is something else that you could be looking at, because the reality is fitness is the fastest growing industry globally. High intensity interval training is the number one class that the majority of people in our clubs want to attend. And when people say to me, why do you think that is? Well, it's actually quite simple. They're programs that suit every level of fitness. They're programs that suit every age group. They're programs that don't require you to know your left from your right. They create community. They create a tribe effect, and it's an absolutely fantastic social networking tool. High intensity interval training, that's what it is. And I just think that anybody that's looking to open up a business or is thinking about a career change, you definitely need to give Cameron and the team a call at BodyFit. And, as we said, they have a proven and captured a segment of the fitness market that focuses on progressive results-driven group training. They've just opened up franchise opportunities right across Australia for anybody that's listening. So I definitely think take the time to jump on and have a look at their website, bodyfittraining1word.com. Otherwise, Cameron, where is the best place for them to give you a call?
You can call me on my mobile, 0402 839 713. Either myself or Richard will absolutely love to talk to you and spend as much time as needed to understand where you're at and what you're after, and then see if what we are offering it fits that bill. Otherwise, go to the website bodyfittraining.com or flick me an email, Cameron@bodyfittraining.com.
Now, are you going to Ursa and Filek?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, we're really excited. We have a stand at Ursa this year, so we're madly getting ready for that. I think we fly out next Thursday, so yeah, super excited to be in the States, and we've had a little bit of interest over there already. So we want to test the waters, see if there's interest, really meet and network people, and also meet people from similar models, and what are people doing, and what are the hurdles they're facing, and I guess learn a lot, share some knowledge, and continue to drive the industry forward.
Well, I'll certainly be coming along to have a look at the BodyFit training stand at Ursa. Will you be at Filex?
Yes, absolutely. We'll be at Filex as well, exhibiting. So really looking forward to that. We've actually got one of our franchisees. He's coming to the States off his own accord. He wants to be a part of it. He's super passionate about it. And so he wants to be there, and Matt will be there for the 3 days in Ursa, and hopefully in Filex as well in Sydney.
All right, great. So anybody that's listening, if you want to pop along to the stand, Cameron and the team will be there to answer any questions. Otherwise, do email him. Cameron, I've really enjoyed having a chat with you today. I was really excited about this conversation because I'm very proud of what you guys have done, because I know some of the trials and tribulations that you've gone through. And I truly believe that the BodyFit training system is going to open up a whole new marketplace, not just for yourself, but it's going to change the lives of franchise owners who come on board. It's going to change the lives of the members that go into those studios. And I see nothing but great stuff coming from you all, and coming as a gift to all of you in the next decade or so. Thank you so much for speaking to me today. And
Thanks,
I will see you at Ursa. For the listeners, we will be dropping Cameron's information at the end of our podcast today. As you heard during the podcast, one of our great suppliers of Body Fit and also my own club, MYZONE, they do a fantastic job. They've got some exciting news coming out at URSA, which everybody needs to obviously listen to when it hits the media. And also Adam White, great sales rep at Live Fitness, so do get in touch with him also. Cameron, again, thank you very much for speaking to me today, and we'll catch up soon. Thanks, Mel. I really
appreciate your time and your support. It's greatly appreciated, and look forward to catching up at URSA.
It's going to be great. Thank you, Cameron.
Cheers.
Thank you for joining the Gym Owners Podcast, sponsored and supported by National Fitness Business Alliance and Gym Click Media. Find Mel Tempest on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Join us next time for the Gym Owners Podcast.